Hey, this is Tuhin here and welcome to my new tutorial for watercolor painting. So today I'm going into a bit more details about how to make a good composition out of a painting. And I'm going to be using both the mixes and hard edges of colors to depict different focal points across this picture. So let's say I want to paint a picture of a flowery door where I'm going to put more focus on detailing the door out rather than the flowers. So if I want to explain this in the language of watercolor, I'm going to be using wet on wet and dry on wet style here. So a wet on wet finish gives us a very flowy kind of colors, while a dry on wet will give us hard edges or boundaries of the colors. So today I'm going to be simultaneously using my flat brushes and the round and soft brushes, and I'm painting with artist watercolor tubes, and I'm gonna paint on 300 GSM watercolor paper. So I've just made a very basic sketch of a door here, and I'll try to add all the other details directly with color. And I'm assuming the light source coming from right hand top corner, so I'll keep that in mind while painting the shadows of the objects. So for the start I'm using a flat brush of a bigger size and a small round tip brush. So the door here would be my main focal point, and all the flowers around it will be kind of faded to give a flowy texture. So I'm starting off with a round tip small brush, and I'll start painting the shadows first. And I'm going to use the wet on dry technique to do these shadows because I kind of need the hard edges on the walls. I'm making the shadows for the shrubbery here, so that is why my texture is shaping up like that. However, the top part of the shadows I don't want the clear hard edges right now, so I'll kind of rinse it with plain water for now. But obviously I can't keep it wet for too long because the paper is gonna dry out then. So if I explain the technique that I'm working on with here, the hard edges of the shadows that I want to keep, I'm painting it with wet on dry technique, and I'm leaving the shadows to merge with plain water. And you have to paint all the objects simultaneously. And also you'll have to be a little fast because the water shouldn't dry out completely, otherwise the mix of the colors won't come out too well. And now I'm using the wet on wet technique to add little sap green. And now I'm dropping a little crimson hue on this totally wet sheet to let them flow freely and show the flowers. So by doing this I'll get the exact flowy effect of the flowers that I want. And now I'll go over the same process and start painting the shadows first for the second plantation. And remember the light source that we had chosen at the right hand top corner, which is why I am making the shadows on the left hand side. I like using hues of crimson as shadows because it gives a nice mix to all the other colors. As you see here, I'm just dropping the colors and I'm not rubbing the sheet too much to ruin the texture. So whenever I'm reaching the boundary of any plantation, I'm keeping the hard edges a bit. Now I'll add a bit more darker shadows towards the foreground. Now our door is the main focal point, so I don't want the colors of the door to go out of the boundary. So here I'm going to use wet on dry technique whenever I reach the boundary. And I'll start off with adding a very diluted mix of burnt sienna, and our light should be falling on the bottom part of the door, so I'll mix a little yellow ochre with it to make the color bright. Now I'll paint around the leaves in front. And to show the shadowy part of the door, which is on the top, I'll add a very dark mix of crimson hue and burnt sienna. So later when I come back and make the shadows of the door, this part will be already dark. So that's where I'm going to stop with the first wash, and I'm going to let it dry before proceeding to the next layers. So the first layer has dried now, and we are going to start off with detailing the door. And I'm going to be using wet on dry technique here because I would need the hard edges this time. So firstly, to bring out the different layers and planes of the door, I'm going to use the shadows. And as I have said before, you can always use the shadows to bring out the three-dimensional feature of any object. So I'm going to bring out the paneling of the door with a little offsets in shadows. And as you see, I'm keeping the clean edges here. So I'm taking a thinner round tip brush now and adding the very finer details, and see how it brings out the different planes into the picture. So if you always keep your light and shadows in your mind, your painting will always tend to look good. So now I'm adding the details and the shadows of the shrubbery with the same wet and dry technique. All these are kind of very spontaneous and can't be kept in mind all the times. So it most of all depends on practice and how well you understand the color spread. In watercolors, you always have to spontaneously decide what you want to do with your painting. So I'm creating a very kind of organic and random texture for the bushes and the flowers here. So I'm keeping in mind not to overdo the painting anywhere. Wherever I've gotten really nice mixes of colors, I'm just leaving it like that. And wherever you get really dark colors, you can always rinse it with plain water. So the same kind of method goes for all the plants here. So I'm always simultaneously wetting the sheet and using the dry paper to create different kind of textures. So because we had added that dark color on the foreground before, we are getting a really nice kind of dark shadows near the pots. Just avoid spending too much time on one specific area because that will get too many details then. And finally, I'm taking a very dark mix of colors and doing the paneling of the door. And with a very dry and small brush, I'm creating the wooden texture on the door. And I'm just looking into wherever the final details are needed. And to give the door a little bit more depth, I'm adding these shadows just on the edge of the door. So now we have finished the painting and we'll let it dry. So as you see, that's how the finished painting is going to look. And I've gotten really nice mixes for the flowers which are kind of faded. And I've gotten the exact details on the doors that I needed with the help of shadows. So let me know if you find this tutorial helpful and if you have any doubts. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to my channel and stay tuned for more of my classes.